May 1st, 1959, Prince Edward County closes all of its public schools instead of integrating.
And all one has to do is go to Prince Edward County and talk to one of those persons who was shut out of school between 59 and 64. And each one has a story to tell.
This is a story that it gets overlooked a lot of times by historians. It's so important. I mean, when you talk about the Civil Rights Movement, Farmville, Prince Edward County, Virginia, this was a birth site of the Civil Rights Movement.
I missed the whole 4 years out of school. And I think I've lost a lot of education because
Prince Edward County, Virginia, the only county in America that closed its public schools rather than integrated.
These children are members of a lost generation. I'm Reverend Griffin, minister of their church, and I know. Sometimes I look at them, I wonder if the whole struggle was worth it. Because in a sense, what we did to them is undeniable. We sacrificed them to prove they were equal.
Reverend L. Francis Griffin was a preacher, a fighter, a father. He demonstrated immense bravery in the Second World War and returned to the States to follow his ancestors' footsteps and walked into a life devoted to the Word and the works of God.
Armies at his command. And he would contrast that with Jesus, who was born in a manger, and he would say that, but Jesus split history in half. So, and his punchline to that was, one doesn't have to be rich or have the benefit of great tutors, that if the Spirit of God is present in you, you can make changes in the world, even if you come from lowly backgrounds.
Alongside his walk with God, he fought against injustices in his community. Griffin became deeply involved in the civil rights movement, leveraging his position to challenge systemic racism and fight for the rights of African American citizens, specifically African American students.
Under Virginia law and the Virginia Constitution, Prince Edward has the right to support public schools or not to support public schools. Under the recent Supreme Court ruling, this right has been taken away. Instead, the court has declared that it has the power to order the Prince Edward Board of Supervisors to levy taxes for support of public schools. Under what law this power is derived is not stated.
Prince Edward County's response to the Brown v. Board of Education decision left thousands of African American students deprived of their basic educational rights. Prince Edward County officials opted to deprive black students of education altogether rather than integrate public schools. Their decision to close down public schools and fund tuition grants for private schools, that would later be known as segregation academies, put African American students at a disadvantage, as the application process required to attend the private schools had a systemic leverage that prioritized white children. Griffin believed something had to be done, so in 1959 he spearheaded the formation of the Prince Edward County Christian Association, also known as PECA, to meet the crisis. The objectives of this organization were to restore public education and increase black voter participation. But it also accomplished a more immediate emergency. It worked to place African American upperclassmen in schools outside the community. Still, more than 1,000 children remained in the county without access to a formal education. The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People appealed to the court, listing Reverend L. Francis Griffin, the students of Farmville, and his own children as plaintiffs. After years of patience and devotion to the case, on May 25, 1964, Reverend L. Francis Griffin witnessed the United States Supreme Court issue its final decision regarding the Griffin versus Prince Edward County case. The final vote came down to a 7-2 ruling, and the judges found the school closings unconstitutional. The Griffin versus Prince Edward County court case challenged the constitutionality of segregated schools and laid bare moral and the legal imperative for educational integration. Reverend L. Francis Griffin's unwavering dedication to justice and equality left an inalienable mark on the civil rights movement, inspiring future generations to continue the fight for a more just and inclusive society.